so good to be here.
Wow, yay, New Orleans!
It's great to be here and meet with all of our foundation partners.
I just want to welcome you to Autodesk University. It's wonderful to be standing here, connecting in person with all of you.
It's so great to be live at Autodesk University 2022. Woo! Getting the opportunity to deeply connect with people has been incredible.
It's great to be here live. Amazing other industries that are involved in all their tech. I just want to spend days here and explore everything that's going on.
Las herramientas de Autodesk que nos proveen nos ayudan a crear tremendos juegos.
Autodesk has been a great partner as we continue to innovate to lower carbon emissions.
Palette is so excited to partner with Autodesk to build the workforce of the future that's inclusive for everyone.
It's been so great to learn from other experts in the industry and connect with them.
Autodesk is definitely not an American thing, it's a global thing.
The conversations are amazing, and I really look forward to many more that are going to happen throughout the week.
Please welcome to the stage Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer, Autodesk, Steve Blum.
Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Sorry to have you waiting an extra 15 minutes. I figured I better pick you up. So thank you for joining us for day 2 of Autodesk University. What do you think of that video? You like that? Yeah. Did you see yourself up there? Any of you see yourselves up there? One of the things that I love about that video is it talked about being here in person. So for all of you that are here in New Orleans, so glad to be here with all of you. For those of you joining us virtually, thank you for joining us virtually. Now, for those of you here in New Orleans, how many of you made it to the expo yesterday? Yeah. I went there last night. I took a few selfies. They didn't put the one up with the hat, did they? Oh boy. I enjoyed going to the expo, connecting with people, seeing some of the amazing innovations that many of you have done and what our partner ecosystem has done. This is what AU is all about. It brings together some of the most creative people on the planet to learn, to inspire, to connect. I feel really lucky. I get to meet and speak with so many customers every year. People who are passionate about their work, their businesses, and the difference they can make in the world. You know, the common theme I hear in all those conversations is digital transformation and the speed at which businesses have to transform. That phrase, digital transformation, it pops up everywhere. We heard it yesterday from Andrew and the other guest speakers. It means better ways to connect data, processes, and people. And it also means embracing disruption. Now, we have all experienced disruption during the pandemic. One of the first challenges we all needed to face was how to stay connected with each other. I have 2 children that live far away. My daughter Samantha is 28 and my son Andrew is 31. Like most people, we couldn't see each other during the lockdowns. You know what became my favorite way of staying connected with them? Zoom happy hours. I recommend that for anyone who has not close to their kids. You know, I was so grateful to be able to see them virtually and to know that devices like this allowed us to stay in touch 24/7. Now, more than once, I thought about the technology that was available when I was their age, back in the early 1990s. The digital revolution was just getting started. You recognize this sound? Yeah, we're in. Yes, that's dial-up internet access. Some of you probably don't even know what that is. You know, back then, only 0.5% of people around the world were online. Our phones, they were attached to walls. Video calls, stuff of science fiction. And Amazon, it was just a rainforest. My favorite device at that time, my Walkman. I could listen to an entire hour of music on the go, 1 full hour. My favorite mixtape included Boston, Queen, and Journey. Now, as we can see, the digital revolution has come a long way in the last 30 years. And in the last 2, we saw some of the fastest changes. So we grabbed the digital tools at our fingertips. We learned, we adapted, we became versatile. Let's face it, we changed. And the businesses and people who embrace change and embrace disruption, well, they now have the advantage. These are the people who challenge the status quo, who experiment and try new ways of doing things. They're resilient, they persevere, they lead, and they refuse to be left behind. Some great examples of the people are the people we heard from yesterday during the general session, like Megan, Batim, David, and Eric. So today, we're going to shine a spotlight on a few more leaders like this. People who aren't sitting around waiting for change to happen. Instead, people who are making change happen with a little help from Autodesk. So let's meet a few of them right now. It is my pleasure to invite up onto the stage the team from Daiwa House. Let's give them a round of applause.
Hi, Stevie. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Konasan. Mayumi. So just so you all know, this is not how we practiced it. So we're working this. Give them a round of applause for having to come up on stage. We told them 5 minutes ago they were coming up on stage. All right, so let me tell you about Daiwa House. Daiwa House is Japan's largest construction company. I personally have been very lucky to see their transformation journey up close. So we have with us today Mr. Kona, who's with Daiwa House, and Mayumi-san, who's our colleague from Autodesk. She's our customer success manager working with Daiwa House. So Kona-san, I know because we've been working together, Daiwa House has been on a multi-year transformation journey. What have you done to make this transformation a success?
Oh, even before the pandemic, we started to work digitalizing our business itself. One of our initiatives was to adapt BIM. It was just a milestone. Our goal was not only to digitalize design phase, but also all production and construction process. The most important success factor was to focus on vision and process. Digital transformation cannot be achieved in the short term. We need to have a clear vision and keep sending the constant message to our employees. We also need to think about optimization through business process and workflow in mind.
That's great. I love that you had a vision, and that you communicated that vision over and over again and really rallied and inspired the teams. And I see it go across all of Daiwa House. It's been fantastic. All right, so Mayumi, from an Autodesk perspective, stay there. Look, I told you weren't going to actually see it. I told him he was only going to see the 4 of us. So I'm going to make you feel comfortable. All right. My buddy here. How did we work together with Daiwa House to make their achievements against their vision and their journey successful? And why is this partnership so strong?
When the customer talks about transformation, they have some images. So we listen to the customer's dream and try to make it even more tangible. And then and then
It's okay.
it's okay. Yeah, and then as a family of the member, we work closely, and then the customer's perspectives has been changed from product to process, from department-wise to corporate level, and from internal to external, even from the client viewpoint. We learned together and witnessed the transformation is driven by people, not by tools. We are striving to take this partnership to the next stage.
That's fantastic. You keep that. So let's a round of applause. Wait. So it is all about the people. You mentioned that it feels like a family as we work together. At Love, we move from strategic partner to a family. That's when we're aligned and we can achieve anything we put our hearts and minds into. So thank you both for joining us on stage, and the Oka-san as well joined us on stage. Let's give them both, or give all of them, a big round of applause. You are wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, behind the scenes, we're dealing with a little bit of a challenge. That's why we're bringing some folks up that weren't planning on coming up. So we're going to make a transition right now. And we're going to bring up another company that I'm really excited to have bring up on stage. I'm bringing up the team from Toyota. Let's give them a round of applause. Well, now you get to see everybody. So again, I've told everybody, don't worry about this. Let's focus on me when I'm down there with you. Now they get to see everybody. So we have Trevor, Marshall from Toyota, and we have Justin from Autodesk. So we're really, really glad to have you here. And when you're doing things live, this is the way you go about them. So it's awesome. So anyway, everyone knows who Toyota is, one of the world's largest automobile manufacturers. But I want to have them talk to you about a really important transformational initiative they have, which is focused on digital factories. So I told you I was going to ask you this question. Yeah. So Trevor, tell us a little bit about the goals of your digital factory initiative and transformation.
Well, Steve, right now we're working on our factory of the future, and the key initiative for us is to reduce the new model development lead time. We're using digital twin to significantly reduce the lead time it takes to bring new electrified models to the market, and especially working very closely with our production and then engineering groups to improve our collaboration so that we can create that real-time collaboration with our machine makers and our contractors for that improved reduction in collaboration time.
Yeah, love that. So you're leveraging digital twin and really a digital workflow to be able to collaborate with the supply chain and all of your partners. That's awesome. All right, so Marshall, this is a really big initiative. It's a multi-year transformation. Multi-year transformations are hard. So what metrics are you using to evaluate that you're making progress and the initiative's on track?
We've developed a 5-year plan that shows our outlook for where we want to be in the future. But we know it's important for us to check on a more frequent basis. So some of the key metrics that we look at and measure to make sure we're working towards that digital transformation are what we call criteria change requests and operational readiness. So those are what help us get towards that transformation. Another key metrics that we don't measure specifically with a KPI, but it's very important to us, is the team collaboration. We continually get a lot of compliments from other people recognizing how our team's been collaborating to help us deal with material lead time issues as well as the labor availability challenges that we're all facing today.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it does take a team to be able to drive these things, and evaluating that collaboration, I think, is really a critical success factor. And I think we can all learn from some of their messages about how do we keep our long-range, long-term transformations on track, because it's hard to actually evaluate how you're progressing over a 5-year window of time. All right, Justin, I'm coming over to you now. So in practical terms, tell us a little bit about how the Toyota and Autodesk teams work and what's been the key behind having this partnership become so strong.
Yeah, so Steve, at the end of the day, collaboration, as Marshall mentioned, is so critical to our success. And so we are using Autodesk Construction Cloud as the underpinning for that collaboration across this broad and diverse team, from the production engineers to the external stakeholders to our sales teams, as well as our customer success and product teams. As far as critical elements, we really needed to start with trust, and we needed to build that trust through transparency and make sure our recommendations are able to deliver desired business outcomes. Then we also want to make sure that we're empowering Toyota to be self-sufficient at every level. We really want to make sure we're empowering them. And then finally, we want to make sure we bring diverse perspectives. And so at the end of the day, this doesn't happen without a team and a team-first attitude. And I really want to take this opportunity to thank the team that has really made this relationship successful.
That's awesome. All right, so let's give them a round of applause. I think that's great. That does take a team. All right, so please join me in a big AU round of applause thanking Trevor, Marshall, and Justin for not just joining us, but actually coming up on stage when we didn't tell them they were going to have to do that. You guys were awesome. Great job. Great job. Great job. Love being in person. This is so much better. All right, so digital transformation is a journey that involves embracing new skill sets, new tool sets, and new mindsets in the face of disruption. And these journeys can be both challenging and hard, yet they can also be inspiring and amazing at the same time. One of the things I've learned as I've been involved in digital transformations is, like most journeys, they move better and faster when you have a team to help you navigate. And we at Autodesk are excited to be on your team. So for the rest of the session, we're going to focus in on what we can do today, whether you're far into your journey or just getting started. We're going to explore 3 industries: architecture, engineering, and construction, media and entertainment, and manufacturing. You're going to hear from Autodesk leaders about how they expect digital transformation will impact their industries. You'll learn from business leaders who are embracing change and disruption. And we will have a few exciting announcements along the way. Now, I'm going to be taking notes behind the stage here, and I hope you do as well. I expect we're going to hear some great advice and insights on navigating digital transformation. And I'll be back later in the session to share some of my favorite takeaways. All right, you ready to get started? You ready to get started? All right. Well, let's get started with architecture, engineering, and construction. Guiding us through AEC is an Autodesker who's been leading change and disruption for the last 2 decades. Please welcome to the stage my colleague and friend, Amy Bunszel.
Wow, I am so excited to be here at Autodesk University in New Orleans with all of you. In fact, I even brought my daughter. She's studying English. Everyone say hi to Renee. It's her first Autodesk University. She's studying English down the road, and it was pretty easy for her to get here, which was awesome. So thanks to all of you, I have been to water treatment plants, theme parks, UNESCO World Heritage Sites, automotive design studios, and buildings of all shapes and sizes. Visiting your projects is a great job perk. Over the last 2 years, your stories have been even more inspiring to me. They're stories of innovation, persistence, and resilience. So many of you have a deep connection to the purpose of your work. You know that what you design and build will be around for generations, making a better world for all of us. I'm talking about once-in-a-lifetime projects like Notre Dame. I remember getting caught in a downpour while visiting the cathedral with my family. Notre Dame has such an incredible history and is a part of so many people's memories. We at Autodesk are proud that Building Information Modeling, or BIM, is being used in the reconstruction. It was the passion and life work of one man, Andrew Tallon, that made it possible. Before the fire, he made laser scans of the cathedral from top to bottom, and his scans became the backbone for the detailed model that's used in today's project. Sadly, Tallon died a few years before the reconstruction, but the legacy of his work will live on for generations. Now, I know not everyone gets to work on Notre Dame, but every project is driven by people engaging with purpose. And I believe technology should be a partner to your purpose. Yesterday, Andrew announced the new industry clouds. That's Autodesk Forma for the AEC industry. I am honored to lead such a transformative project. BIM has been a mainstay in architecture, engineering, and construction for years. It is incredibly powerful, and yet it is also complex. We know that we can do a better job at helping you achieve your project outcomes by transforming BIM. And transforming BIM is exactly what Forma is going to do. Forma will unify and simplify BIM workflows, giving you improved design and collaboration capabilities. It will enable data to collect throughout project phases and automate repetitive tasks, giving you back time to innovate. We are just starting the journey to realize Forma, but we know that every good BIM project begins with early conceptual design. So as a first step, we are leveraging Spacemaker's powerful AI. There's some Spacemakers out there. Powerful AI and predictive analytics to deliver new cloud capabilities for early stage planning and conceptual design. And you can get a glimpse of the future by checking out a new Revit workflow that we're developing for Spacemaker. And we have already seen the positive impact of extending BIM in the cloud in the construction industry with Autodesk Construction Cloud. Today, when AEC teams take a cloud-enabled BIM approach, it changes the way they work. In 2018, Bravida, a mechanical and electrical contractor in the Nordics, decided to leave old ways of working behind and go, as they say, full-blown BIM. The switch to BIM has been a huge benefit to Bravida in their work on the E4 bypass, Sweden's largest infrastructure project. Let's take a look.
Bravida is an electrical and mechanical contracting company based in the Nordic countries of Europe. We decided in 2018 to go full-blown BIM, as we call it. Bypass Stockholm is the biggest infrastructure project in our history. It's connecting the north and south of Stockholm. Going to digitalization, we believe that we are going to save a lot of energy and a lot of emissions.
Bravida has a goal in Bypass Stockholm to reduce the amount of environmental impact we have. We want to use our 5D model in ways that we couldn't have used a drawing before. By 5D model, I'm talking about a 3D model that's connected to a lot of different information that's not in a 3D format. Autodesk pushed us to perform better and to explore different things that we didn't think about. We saw that we would have actually 50% cost savings of moving to Revit because of automation and ease of work. The Revit Dynamo combination would give us 87% cost reduction, and that makes it possible for us to have a small team that's nimble, that can react to changes quickly. With cloud collaboration, we are seeing immense gain in productivity. What excites me most about the future in construction is how information is going to be so powerful. We're doing things now that we couldn't have done before.
Wasn't that awesome? Now, behind Bravida's success, every step of the way has been one of their design managers, Pascal Saya. Pascal's an expert in digital project delivery, and we're lucky to have him here with us today. Please join me in welcoming Pascal.
Hi. Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
All right, Pascal, welcome to Autodesk University in New Orleans.
Thanks, Amy. Thanks for having us.
We're very excited to have you here. So tell me, how did you end up in Sweden with Bravida?
Oh, yeah, right. So I'm actually from the States. I'm Lebanese American. And about 10 years ago, I met my wife in New York City. We got married. We have 2 kids. What's up, Dylan and Zach? And we moved to Sweden. We live in Stockholm today. And I'm still working on my Swedish.
I'm still working on my Swedish, too. It's not going very well. So that sounds like quite the adventure. And Bravida must be a great place to continue to work on your language journey. But do tell us a little bit about some of this amazing work you've done and give us an idea about how you help make it happen.
Right, thank you, yeah. So we got awarded this large and complex project in 2018, right? We didn't really know what to do with the design phase of it. We're a contractor, but we knew that the standard solution would not work. So we invested in a small, nimble engineer and design team. Actually, in 2019, I was designer number 1 at Bravida, and now there's 15 of us. So it's been great. And then we wanted the platform or software to support our effort, and the Autodesk platform was the best. So it was a perfect solution.
That's great. I love it. 1 to 15. That's really an amazing journey. So I'm curious, as you were choosing the platform, what were things about it that made you confident that it would be a good solution for you?
Right, yeah. So really what we love about it is the end-to-end solution, from design through construction, maintenance, and it's perfect. There's no conversion, there's no import, export. It's all on the same platform, it's seamless, and it works.
Now, leveraging data across phases is something that I know is very important to a lot of customers here in the audience. It's certainly a theme that I hear when I meet with customers quite a bit. What else did you find helped you be more efficient and effective across the team using this platform?
Yeah, okay, so really 3 things. First and most important is the power of automation. We love Dynamo. Dynamo's been great. It enabled us to do so much with so little, with a little team. And today, it's really the basis of everything we do. Second is Forge. We used Forge and leverage data from all over the company to build this platform where we can track tasks, schedule, cost, and that's worked really well also. And thirdly, Autodesk Construction Cloud. We're a contractor. We want to enable our team in the field to do their best work possible, and ACC has been that, really.
Well, that's fantastic. Yeah. So great to hear 3 things there, right?
Yeah.
Construction Cloud, Forge. We just renamed that. You all didn't get that note. And then, of course, Dynamo. Right. So can you think a little bit about maybe some of the other solutions you were working on there, or?
Yeah, I mean, you know what it is? We created this culture of experimentation. So we enabled our team to try different things, and really our CEO Matthias and Mika, our project director, just gave us the tools and Autodesk gave us the tools to just try different things, and being in-house also, we're able to leverage data and work it into into these new tools. So it's been great.
And what about the leadership of the company? Do they have a role?
Yeah, I mean, they really champion our effort. So it's great.
So it sounds like some top-down support, and then this culture of experimentation was really helpful for you.
Right. Yeah.
So I'd love to think about, as we wrap up here, what's next? What are you thinking about in the future?
We're super excited about what we're going to do with the tool. Next level kind of tools to help our fitters and our people in the field do their best work possible. That's one. And then second is that, service is one of the core businesses for Bravida. And we're super excited about, so for every design job we have in-house, we're going to try to deliver digital twin for our people in the field. And today we feel like we have the people and the engineering power in-house to do so. And shout out to you guys in Järvsö. I know you're watching.
Yes. Hello to the team at home. That's fantastic. All right. Well, thank you for your time, Pascal. Really appreciate you being here and sharing your story.
Thanks so much. All right.
Firms like Bravida know how to turn big challenges into even bigger opportunities to reimagine how they work. And for any size firm, the ability to get the data and insights you need when you need them frees up your teams to explore more ideas and expand your design possibilities. I want all of you to be able to do what Bravida is doing. That's why we are designing more granular and purposeful data flows to help you get to the right information to the right people. To leverage data, insights, and automation to make your process easier. We are doing this with investments in our products and partnerships. Let me show you how. Let's start with AutoCAD. You love AutoCAD. I know it. You love AutoCAD. I love AutoCAD. And we continue to invest in keeping it the landmark solution we all know and love. Last year, we introduced the My Insights advisory engine, which gives you insights from your AutoCAD product usage patterns. With this year's AutoCAD release, we invested in automation even more. Who here has found themselves rotating office furniture on a large floor plan? Show me. Oh, thank you, Andrew. All right, if you have, I feel your pain. It involves a lot of repetitive commands. Now we have a new capability called Macro Advisor. Macro Advisor notices what you're doing and says, hey, you are rotating office furniture, and suggests a macro for you. How cool is that? Thank you. I think it's cool. We're also making your Revit data work smarter for you through our continuing work with IFC's Open Standard Data Model. IFC 4.3 will lead to more effective data handovers so you can be confident in your deliverables. And we will be extending standards to civil infrastructure. This is a big milestone. Confidence in data deliverables is also the driving force behind new capabilities, like the parameter service on Autodesk Construction Cloud. Somebody likes it. Parameter service centralizes parameter definitions in the cloud. That makes it easier to meet client data requirements and prepare models for consumption by digital twins. Say you need to specify glazing information for your Revit window families. Parameter service gives you the confidence that you are using the correct glazing type parameter defined by your company standard. You no longer have to search for a shared parameter file and hope that it's the right one and the latest version. Getting the right data to the right team members is so important. What's even better is getting access to it where and when you need it. That's why we're enhancing collaboration for Civil 3D with an improved desktop connector. As a collaborator, you can access the appropriate Civil 3D project data on a web browser or on your local machine more quickly than ever before. No matter where you work, you will have the most up-to-date information on your projects. And we have improved change notifications too, so everyone knows when changes happen. And what about creating production deliverables? Now you can generate construction documents in the Autodesk Construction Cloud using the new cloud-first sheet set manager. Yay! All right, so speaking of the Autodesk Construction Cloud, let's talk about construction. We have a lot of contractors here at AU. Hello, construction people. Are you out there? Now, whenever I travel, I always count the cranes. And I'm not talking about birds here. It is so great to see so many active projects around the world, and I love seeing your logos everywhere. And as you know, construction projects involve tracking and overseeing a huge number of assets through installation and commissioning. That's why we created Assets in Autodesk Build, our cloud-based project management software. And now we've made Assets even more powerful with model-based workflows. Model-based workflows make it easier to extract and map your asset and equipment information from a model so that teams on a site can monitor the status of equipment earlier. When your site team has more visibility, they can plan and execute more predictably. Another way we're making data work smarter is through our partnerships with companies like Schneider Electric, McNeil & Associates, and Epic Games. One of the most significant of those partnerships is with Amazon Web Services, our preferred cloud provider. Did you know that everyone in this audience that uses an Autodesk cloud-based solution also uses Amazon Web Services? For years, Autodesk has worked with AWS because they're a great partner, one who supports our mission to bring digital transformation to our customers with security and encryption that protects your most sensitive data. Partnering with Schneider Electric, we are also introducing advanced electrical design for Autodesk Revit. Yay. This is a Revit-based extension from Schneider Electric that fills critical BIM-based workflow gaps for our electrical engineering customers. This solution features enhanced engineering tools and includes regional codes and manufacturer-specific content. This will pave the way for eventually connecting energy efficiency throughout the entire building lifecycle. We've also been partnering with McNeil & Associates, the makers of Rhinoceros 3D, on a better connection to Revit, to help our customers seamlessly share design data. The connector enables the sharing of Revit and Rhino data between design partners without managing files and copies of the data, getting the right data to the right people when it is most valuable. And of course, I want to talk about Andrew's announcement yesterday with Epic Games. We're partnering with Epic Games, the creators of Twinmotion, to develop a deeper connection between Revit and Twinmotion. With this strategic collaboration, Revit subscribers will be able to access Twinmotion via their Autodesk account. And Autodesk plans to make Twinmotion for Revit available to all Revit customers as part of an upcoming release. I think that's worthy. And what about collaborating in your design at full scale and experiencing it virtually? That's why we acquired The Wild, a cloud-connected extended reality solution. Now you and your team can experience your building model at a one-to-one scale to review designs together and catch errors before the project is even built. Autodesk strategic partnerships expand your capabilities through exciting integrations, and they create value across the industry. When I think of the future of AEC, I am inspired. In that future, I imagine that we will live, play, and work in buildings designed to nourish the environment. And our infrastructure networks will be resilient and sustainable. And they will extend to exciting unknown places, from the metaverse to the universe. You are the innovators that will take us there. I'm honored to be on this journey with you, and I can't wait to see where we go next. Thank you. Now, I would love to introduce you to a colleague of mine that has the most passion for media and entertainment I have ever seen. Someone who never leaves a movie before the credits stop rolling. Please join me in welcoming Diana Colella.
All right. Bonjour, New Orleans. As a fellow Quebecer, I am so glad to be here and connect with all of you in New Orleans. In media and entertainment, we're in the middle of a shift, a time of disruption that is changing our industry. Demand for content continues to grow. Streaming giants are now making games. Games IP is crossing over into film and TV. And everyone is talking about the metaverse, or as I'd like to say, the metaverses, because there will be more than one. Artists are really busy. They are being asked to do more, be more productive, work more hours with smaller budgets and tighter deadlines, all while fighting to hold on to the best part of their job, being creative. It's a challenge that you, our customers, are facing. That's why we are focused on helping you be more efficient to unlock your creativity. Like in architecture, engineering, and construction, transforming processes and the way we use technology is becoming more and more important because it connects people. And I believe the cloud makes that possible. Producing a movie or a game involves a lot of people and a lot of data. A typical feature film can have thousands of shots, hundreds of assets, and million versions of those assets. And moving all that data back and forth between collaborating teams and studios is hard. So many studios are moving their data to the cloud. And to function properly, their tools must follow. Tools need to be connected so they can scale to the changing needs of today's productions. We've seen many success stories. Look at Mila, a 20-minute animated short film written, produced, and directed by Cinzia Angelini. It's about a young Italian girl overcoming impossible odds. Mila started as a renegade group of artists, and it grew into a network of 350 artists across 35 countries, all collaborating remotely in the cloud. It's a great example of the outstanding work that remote teams can produce. Whether it's a group of artists or a big studio, getting to efficient cloud-based production doesn't happen overnight. It's often a difficult and complex journey. Let's talk to one of the studios that has been on that journey, one which has worked on projects such as Stranger Things and my personal favorite, Star Wars. I was actually at Skywalker Ranch last week. I'm gonna be honest, I walked in, I really wanted to buy a Grogu doll, and the store was closed, so I was very upset. Anyway, let me introduce to you Jellyfish Pictures. We're happy to have the person responsible for connecting the studio's people and processes in the cloud. He's also an avid Star Trek fan, but I will not hold that against him. Join me in welcoming Chief Technology Officer of Jellyfish Pictures, Jeremy Smith. Hi, Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy. Thank you for sharing your journey with us. Very inspiring, so welcome.
Well, thanks for having me here, and also live long and prosper.
Like I said, I will not hold it against you. So before we start, can you share with the audience what an animation and visual effects studio does?
Yeah, sure. So when the difference between animation and visual effects are two different things. Visual effects would be where we shoot something like Stranger Things on a live action plate, and then we would add all the CGI elements, the same with Star Wars. When taking a look at fully feature animation, such as something we would do for DreamWorks, for example, that is completely generated in the computer, and those are the two main differences.
All right. So you pretty much spearheaded the cloud way before. If you think about 2019, 2020, there was hardly any movies really done production on the cloud. But you started earlier. So give us a little bit about why you went down that path.
Yeah, this started for us a journey about 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. And it really came out of the necessity to have teams working in different geographical locations, mainly because Jellyfish Pictures is based in the UK, and we struggled to find property big enough to put all of our teams in it. And so we didn't want to replicate all of our different infrastructure and all the rest of it in silo projects basically based on location. So we kind of wanted to have everyone under one virtual roof, and that's really started to force us to rethink the way that we think about workflows.
And what were the challenges then, to be able to go to the cloud?
Well, if we rewind the clock, some of the big challenges at the time were security. these workloads, how do you securely work on it without hampering the artist's experience? Also, the technology just wasn't quite as mature, so the different cloud offerings and the different technology stacks weren't quite there to do this type of work that requires the ability to really allow fast iteration for the staff that we have. So that was kind of, those were the biggest things at the time.
What about today? What are your challenges today?
The biggest challenges today is just to have distributed teams of people kind of working collaboratively. So, we now have people working in multiple different countries, so just making sure they're all singing from the same hymn sheet is very important.
Right. How do you solve it?
Well, for us, for all of our production needs, we use ShockGrid, and that provides a single pane of glass from, we know what artist is working on what producer is responsible for them, and allows us to quickly assign tasks and to move that around. So that is really the glue that holds our production together, really.
Yeah. And when we were having dinner last night, you were talking about a new data project that you were doing with ShockGrid.
Yeah, that's right. So we're really excited about this. So we've taken ShockGrid and now we're extending its functionality to almost the infrastructure, like the cloud-based infrastructure. So we've partnered with our software-defined storage company called Hammerspace, and we're able to drive data mobility around the globe, basically as a JIT or just-in-time way of delivery. So we're really excited about that.
So you are starting to work with us on Autodesk Flow. And we're trying to build, obviously, the foundational piece of that, which is the data and asset management. And we're partnering together to do that. Any comments that you want to make around this experience?
Yeah, I think it's super exciting. So the ability to kind of break down silos between teams within an organization, but also to basically to work on a shared storage between organizations as well. So say, for example, if we were doing work for an IP holder, and if they want to release an updated version of an asset, for example, so in that scenario, at that point, there's no manual way of having to download the content, ingest it. A lot of it would be automated. So it's going to really help supercharge the entire production process, just to really allow us to spend more time on making the best images we can.
And what do you think it means for the industry?
I think long term, I think it's going to be a really greater efficiency, which is going to lead to a higher quality of work, and it's going to allow multiple people to basically collaborate together. So it's going to let multiple facilities, multiple studios to come together and work on a big team.
Yeah, and I think one of the key words that you said is that together, because I think it's an industry problem that we've long been grappling with, and I think we can only solve that together. So before we go, what is one of the biggest takeaways you want everyone to know?
I think it's not necessarily about the technology. So while the technology is incredibly cool and incredibly powerful, but it's the knock-on effects that's going to really help. So we've seen COVID been a massive accelerator for how people create content. And the technology does push the boundaries, but with that, there's going to be new opportunities there that just weren't there before. And I think that is super, super exciting.
Thank you, Jeremy, for being here. May the force be with you.
And live long and prosper.
Thank you. All right. Sorry about that. All right. Jeremy is not alone. All teams need better connected workflows, so their artists can focus on being creative. And for that, studios need to ensure an effective flow of data. This is something the industry has been grappling with for so long, and we all want to get it right. You heard it from Jeremy, you heard it from Eric yesterday from Amazon Studios. And while we're building for the future with Flow, we are also pushing our existing tools forward, so we can continue to deliver the valuable features to you today. Last year, we acquired Moxion, a camera-to-cloud solution that is disrupting how studios collaborate. Before Moxion, production teams had to manually move siloed data on and off disconnected systems. So can you imagine studios literally trucked or flew hard drives across facilities? Moxion's changing all that. It takes the dailies, the footage from the camera, and makes them available in the cloud moments after capture. Production managers can keep everyone in the loop of what's happening on set without even having to be there. Directors can now view footage of an epic car chase across all their units immediately and make changes as necessary for the next take. For example, adjusting the lighting to better catch the driver's face. And artists in post-productions can collaborate closely with editors and see their vision come to life. Another way to improve collaboration is with open standards. I strongly believe they are essential to the future of production. As Andrew said, open standards and interoperability are a key area of investment for Autodesk across all industries, because they ensure your production data flows through flexible and scalable pipelines with much less friction. In media and entertainment, Universal Scene Description, or USD, is front and center. We believe that to be successful, the industry needs to treat USD as a first-class citizen. So our goal is for all our products, including Maya, 3ds Max, Flame, and Arnold, to handle USD data natively. And we're going far beyond USD. We're investing in open standards around look development, color management, editorial timelines, and more that will change the industry. We also recognize the importance of open sourcing parts of our technology. By doing so, we ensure that you can build upon and extend our technology to improve your pipelines. To that end, we're open sourcing RV, our review technology with ShotGrid. With RV, studios can play back their media, review shots, and annotate them easily, all in high res. Workflows like this are complex, but extremely critical for any production, which is why we are opening up our solution for the community together with the Academy Software Foundation and collaborators like Sony and DNEG. And while we're working on creating open solutions, we are continually evolving our creative tools so you can deliver the highest quality work possible. Maya is a great example. Animators can now work on modern production scenes containing extremely complex characters in real time and even more effectively. How? Through technology improvements that increase GPU utilization and optimize compute for complex character scenes. This saves artists a lot of time, enabling them to better visualize their work and stay in their creative rhythm. And in Bifrost, our visual programming environment in Maya, artists will soon be able to create volumetric effects with much faster representation in the viewport. Or they can simulate the mixing of gases in the air and render them artifact-free. Whether it's plumes of brightly colored powder or smoke rising in the air, I mean, it's so cool. All right, a few years ago, we noticed a big gap in the industry. We've also just released Maya Creative. Freelancers and smaller studios couldn't access high-end professional tools. So we built a more affordable version of Maya. It's consumption-based and can be accessed via our pay-as-you-go option for daily use, Flex. With Maya Creative, teams can easily tap into the power of Maya, and smaller studios can add artists to their workforce quickly to minimize crunch time. We're always advancing our tools and even investing in new ones. This summer, we made an investment in Radical, a cloud-based AI solution that captures movement without a mocap suit in real time through any device. We are working with them to make 3D motion capture and animation more accessible for content creators of all skill levels. AI-based technologies like this will build the foundation for future innovations. At Autodesk, we're pushing the boundaries of our creative tools and investing in open standards and open source solutions to give you what you need to get your work done today. all while building for the future with Autodesk Flow. I believe production in the cloud is that future. We want to provide you with the best solutions that connect data, people, and pipelines across every stage of the production's lifecycle. We'll help you work more efficiently so you can spend your time creating the colorful characters and rich worlds we all love to escape to. It's going to be a journey for all of us, but it's an important one and one we will take together. Thank you. Now, let's welcome to the stage my friend and one of the most creative minds at Autodesk, Jeff Kinder, to talk to you about what's new in product design and manufacturing. Thank you.
Thanks, Diana, and hello, AU. You know, in manufacturing, transformation is a constant. Throughout history, technology has given manufacturers a competitive edge. What's undeniable today is the accelerating pace of change in technology. Artificial intelligence, data in the cloud, digital twins. Changes like these can bring trepidation. But far more importantly, change brings opportunity. I've seen this trepidation before. I was in the banking industry 10 years ago. We were beginning to take advantage of the cloud. And someone literally said, let's not make the mobile app too powerful or people might not come to the branch. No one wants to go to the branch. When was the last time you went to your bank branch? The moral of the story is we transformed. And you know what? Customers are happier, operating costs are lower, everyone wins. And this was the result of embracing technology change, embracing the cloud. It's the same for manufacturing. Change brings opportunity, the opportunity to better serve our manufacturing customers, to unlock innovation like never before. Innovations like this. You may remember Elevate, a vehicle from Hyundai that transforms into a four-legged walking machine. This project is so cool. It's one of my favorite examples of futuristic innovation using generative design because it's very relatable. It's a car like the ones we see and drive every day that transforms into something out of Star Wars. With generative design and a new way of thinking, Hyundai has been able to reimagine the limits of vehicle design. And there's H2Go Power, a company that is innovating around how to power drones. Using computational fluid dynamics and additive manufacturing, H2Go is creating a 3D printed reactor that can safely extract, store, and release hydrogen gas to power a drone. Which means this drone can fly 3 times longer than a traditional battery-powered drone with heavier payloads. Using advanced manufacturing technology and fusion, H2Go is reimagining the limits of flight. And you all have countless examples of everyday innovations, like speeding up a process, like more tightly integrating your design and shop floor, like using generative design to reduce the number of parts and make your supply chain more resilient. Those are innovations too. With the right tools and a team that's connected, anyone can reimagine what's possible. One company that knows innovation well is Seymourpowell. They are a global strategic design and innovation company helping their customers to reimagine product and brand experiences. Let's take a look at some of their work. Wow. Show reels like that always get my adrenaline pumping. It's kind of like going for a run or listening to some live music here in New Orleans. We are fortunate to have the lead strategist from Seymourpowell today here to tell us a bit about what they are doing. So please join me in welcoming Caroline Jacob to the stage. Hi, welcome. Caroline, thank you for joining us all the way from London.
Thanks for having me.
And people call you Caro, right?
That's correct, yeah.
All right, so Caro, what does the lead strategist at Seymourpowell do?
Right, so my role is part of the foresight team, looking at the future of design. We help our client plan for the future and give them the confidence and reassurance in making the right decision for future scenarios. We do this in many ways, from redesigning entire products to imagining the future of their industry.
Can you give us some examples?
Yeah, we work with some of the most loved brands, some of which are here. Brands like Ford, Renault, LG, or Tefal, which we see here. And what I love about my job is no 2 days are the same. One day we are working on designing the exterior of a train, and other days we're reverse engineering steam irons. And one of the projects we're most known is the work we've done for Virgin Galactic. We designed the interior of the spaceship and built a digital twin to help us collaborate in virtual reality using Autodesk tools, Maya, Alias, and VRED.
That's great.
Yeah. And it gave us, I guess working in VR was key to the delivery of this project. It gave us the full flexibility, real-time transparency, and enabled our teams to collaborate from anywhere around the world. And when Virgin launched virtually, suddenly people like you and I were able to see what it would be like to fly to space.
Yeah, it's amazing. I remember, it was last summer, right, when Virgin Galactic launched Richard Branson into space. And if you design the interior, I remember there's a lot of celebrating in that interior at 280,000 feet.
Yeah, what a moment.
All right, back on Earth. You mentioned there are a variety of projects on which you work. What other product design challenges are your customers wrestling with?
So that's a good question. I think currently our customers are mostly looking into their supply chain, so lowering costs, material usage, reshoring, and more broadly looking at sustainable processes. And this is something we looked at a while back when Fairphone asked us to design a sustainable phone, which you can see here. And our solution was a phone that could be upgraded and repaired by its users, so it lasted longer. And the longer it lasts, the lower the environmental footprint. And it was with Autodesk Fusion 360 that our team were able to work efficiently and across multiple departments, from foresight to product design, all the way down to the model shop.
I love stories about leveraging the full end-to-end capabilities of Fusion.
Absolutely, and for me the beauty of the project was that for the first time, consumers were given the choice to go against the average market trend of replacing a phone every 18 months.
All right, I'm guilty. Between me and my wife and our 4 kids, it's alarming how many phones we go through.
That's right, I'm sure many of you will feel the same. And I think Fairphone also built on the sustainability movement of demanding more fair products by using fair trade materials and ethical processes.
That's important. And by the way, this is why I love manufacturing. There's so many opportunities to innovate and make a better world.
Yeah.
All right, finally, Caroline, what's next? What excites you about the future?
So many things. It will be exciting to see how collaboration evolves, especially in VR, with the metaverse, and the role that digital twins will play in that. I'm also personally fascinated about digital manufacturing and the latest advancement with additive fabrication methods. I was lucky to see some great examples of printed metals and recycled plastics when I went to the Technology Center in Birmingham, UK.
Oh, so some of those are here on the expo floor.
Yeah, that's correct. And I think generally, generative design is going to help us overcome some of the biggest design challenges. Fusion will be part of that transformation, no doubt. But I've got a question for you, Jeff. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
So, 80% of a product's carbon footprint is embedded in at the concept stage. So, can Autodesk look into using generative design to better simulate disassembly and end-of-life scenarios, so we're better informed for our design choices at a concept stage?
So the answer is yes.
Cool.
And I love that you're giving us product feedback on the main stage. In fact, that's what makes our products better, and I encourage everyone to give us feedback. Ultimately, what are you excited about?
So I think ultimately I'm really excited about how we can design a better tomorrow together.
Me too. Caro, thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for sharing what Seymourpowell is working on and how you're rethinking product design.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Please give Caroline a round. What we just heard from Caroline is a reminder that innovation shows up not only in what we make, but how we make it. You need to be connected end to end throughout the product development process to successfully compete in the future. This is why we've been investing in Autodesk Fusion, our manufacturing cloud. Fusion connects your teams across all disciplines from design to make, with data that is accessible, extensible, open, and ultimately more fluid. Fusion is not just PLM or PDM. It's not just CAD or CAM. It's not one of these, it's all of these. Plus, it's simulation, documentation, rendering, and electronics. Fusion brings all of these together in a way that hasn't been done before. A democratization of technology that solves complex manufacturing problems, yet is easy to use and easy to integrate. Fusion is our vision for the future of design and manufacturing. At the same time, we continue to invest in our other leading products, Vault, Alias, VRED, Moldflow, and a product I know is core to many of your businesses, Inventor. Inventor is a powerhouse when it comes to design and engineering at scale. Our latest version of Inventor continues to push the envelope with compute times as much as 80% faster. With this kind of performance, we've seen customer assemblies as large as 4 million parts. It's not just about performance. We've also added over 200 new feature enhancements in our latest release, new capabilities based on your feedback that are built to improve every aspect of your design workflows. The Inventor experience just keeps getting better. And when you're ready to take advantage of the cloud, there's a powerful interface for sending Inventor files directly to Fusion. So now you can access additional workflows built into Fusion that enable advanced manufacturing, from CNC machining to 3D printing, generative design, and a complete set of printed circuit board editing tools. We've put a lot of effort, as you can see, into interoperability between our products. That interoperability also spans industries. For Revit users looking to share data with Inventor, you can seamlessly integrate building information models with Inventor models. We've built an Inventor add-in to author Revit templates, a Revit add-in to customize Inventor models, and a web app to produce downstream artifacts like drawings, project plans, and more. This is great news for collaboration between AEC and manufacturing. As your products get larger and more complex, So does your data. That's why we're making it easier for you to manage your data with Vault. The big headline is that Vault data is now accessible anywhere, anytime. So whether you're at home, on the shop floor, or working with a supplier, you can securely collaborate in Vault without the hassle of setting up a separate VPN. Vault can also sync your data with Fusion, so you can quickly track changes, revisions, and design history automatically as you work. Even more is possible when your project data is unified in the cloud. Fusion's data is now built on our cloud information model for manufacturing. You can extend Fusion data with APIs to connect to other applications like ProdSmart or an ERP system, or to power capabilities like configurations, which Andrew referenced yesterday. In our industry, configurations require copying and pasting massive amounts of data and then managing all those files for each variation. With our cloud information model for manufacturing, there are no more files. No more manual, error-prone copying and pasting. Only the data that is changed is stored as a configuration, which means more efficient storage, error-free data management, and faster performance. The software is doing what it was designed to do, managing your data, making your lives easier. Now, on to Fusion itself. I am thrilled to announce that we're expanding our advanced simulation partnership with Ansys. Together with Ansys, we are closing the gap on product development workflows for PCB designs with our new signal integrity extension. Until now, signal integrity simulation has required deep technical knowledge and moving files between complex software applications. The fact that we have one product that lets you design, fabricate, simulate, manufacture, and incorporate electronics into your products is truly powerful. And from an efficiency perspective, it's game-changing. Speaking of efficiency, we want to help you focus your time and energy on the highest value aspects of your work. That's why we're expanding Fusion's automation capabilities, and I've got 3 to share: machining, drawings, and modeling. First, we're partnering with Cloud NC to help you remove manual machine programming time. In Fusion, you can upload any model, and with one click, the Cloud NC algorithm will create an optimized machining strategy for making your part. By adding this information, we're en route to realizing a true click-to-make experience, much like desktop printing goes from your computer to paper simply by hitting print. Another arduous task I am sure many of you deal with every day is dimensioning and drawing specifications. So we're adding drawing automation to Fusion. Fusion will automatically place dimensions on your drawing view regardless of the data set size. Imagine being able to create 40 drawings in 4 minutes instead of 40 hours. And our focus on automation doesn't stop there. We've introduced automated modeling to provide you with inspiration to accelerate your development process. Simply by choosing the connection points in a design and any geometries to avoid, Fusion can automatically generate a range of suggested designs for you to consider. We've heard from customers automated modeling is another game changer. Finally, one more thing. With Fusion, your design and manufacturing data is accessible anywhere, anytime in the cloud. And Fusion will run on any device. This means a fully functional CAD and CAM program anywhere, but it also means you have the data you need available on the shop floor. You're no longer tethered to a workstation, corporate network, device, or location. So whether you're working remotely, sitting in a bar here in New Orleans, or meeting a customer, or all 3 at the same time, you can get things done. Device independence is about giving you flexibility, making sure the right data is available on the right device when you need it. I've seen digital transformations before, and we are hitting our stride in manufacturing. Autodesk is your partner in this transformation journey. We're delivering a vision that helps you win today and will ensure you win 10 years from now. The pace of technology change is increasing. That opens up new opportunities. We are incredibly optimistic here about the future of manufacturing. I hope, trust you all are too. Because I believe that together, we can drive innovation that makes a better world. Thank you.
Nice job. Nice job. All right, wow. Some great inspirational stories and some very exciting news. All right, were you taking notes? Were you tracking the things you thought were important? I have mine here. And I wrote down a bunch. So let me just pick the things I think that matter the most. All right, first, connecting with purpose. Many of the stories that we heard today were about impactful, sustainable outcomes. It's that purpose, it's that connection to purpose that helps drive change and transformation because it makes the journey worthwhile. So I think we all need to keep in mind when we're driving big digital transformations, we need to stay focused on the why behind the what. That's how we inspire our teams to go deliver great outcomes as a result of those transformations. All right, second, we heard a lot about connecting data. Data came up all the time, and we heard that data needs to be accessible, extensible, and open. Now, the good news is platforms allow that to happen. And that means that your data will be available to you across all of your workflows. And by making that data available to you across the workflows, it means that data can be used to drive better, more meaningful insights that will allow you to achieve your most important business outcomes. And the third thing I wrote down was all about connecting with people. This is a big one for me. So much of what we do requires close collaboration with others. And big change, transformation, is a team sport. Everyone you saw on stage today achieved great results with the help of others. And this goes back to what I said when we first began this session. Transformation is a journey. And we know you are at different points in your journey, which is why it is so critical that you surround yourself with an experienced team to help you navigate. Now, one of my jobs as Chief Operating Officer is to lead the teams responsible for the customer experience, your experience with Autodesk. And it is our #1 responsibility to help you on your journey. Now, we do that by adding value and being there for you, especially during the moments that matter most. So you heard a lot of exciting announcements from my colleagues today, and I have a few more of my own. So let me ask you, and I know you've been here for a while, do we have any CAD or BIM managers or anyone that plays the role of administrator within your organization? If you do, give me a shout out. Let me know where you are. We have very important news for you about your subscription plans. Now, we've been listening to your feedback, and we've made several improvements to help you manage usage and get the most value out of your Autodesk subscriptions. So first, we're adding more value to our standard subscription plans. Beginning in October, you will have access to user-level reporting. This has been your top request for us. And with this enhancement, you will know how your subscriptions are used by your teams. And as a result, you can make better and more accurate user assignments and purchase decisions. Now, to add to that, you've asked for help in reassigning subscriptions. And you've asked for a capability to remove users in bulk. That will also be available at the end of October. It's a much easier way for administrators to clean up user assignments. Now, if you have a premium subscription plan, you will, of course, have those benefits as well. We're adding more value to that plan. We know you have a lot of pressure supporting end users and the project teams in your companies. So beginning today, you have access to expert coaching. It's like having a personal trainer with your gym subscription. Now, you can request coaching for small groups of end users led by one of our product experts. They'll work with you to create a personalized session that helps your organization adopt new workflows and features for products like AutoCAD, Revit, Civil 3D, InfraWorks, Inventor, Fusion, and more. Our customer success team will be reaching out to give premium plan administrators an overview of the coaching benefit and invite them to schedule your first sessions. Both expert coaching and the new reporting and administrative features are going to help you get even more value from subscription. And know that we are continuing to add more value to all of our subscription plans, so stay tuned for more features over the next few quarters. Okay, second piece of news. Not everyone wants or needs a personal trainer. Sometimes we just need a fitness plan to guide us. We'll have something like that for you now for anyone who needs help rolling out new solutions to your teams. It's called the Solution Adoption Advisor. All right, so if you pull out your phones and scan the QR code that's going to come up, it will take you directly to the Solution Adoption Advisor. Once there, it's going to ask you to answer a few simple questions, something like the goals you need help with, your industry, and the capabilities that you want to improve. And based upon your responses, the advisor automatically generates an action plan for you. You can then modify and customize that plan, you can add notes, print it out, and then use it as a collaboration tool to guide you and your teams. Check it out later today, it's pretty cool. All right, finally, where are our AutoCAD users? If you're an AutoCAD user, let's hear from you. Only right in this section is our AutoCAD users. Any AutoCAD users over there? How about over here? All right. Liars. Everybody's using AutoCAD. Anyway, we've been listening to your feedback, and you told us that you love AutoCAD, but it can be hard to find solutions to your problems or get in touch with a support agent when you get stuck. You have to wade through pages of support articles and documentation, and then if you can't find the answer you're looking for, you need to open up a case with support. You've told us it's time-consuming and pretty darn frustrating. So earlier this year, we added to AutoCAD an Autodesk Assistant you can access within the product. You need help? Click on the question mark at the top menu, and then open Help Within Product. And then at the bottom right corner, click on Autodesk Assistant. Type in a description of your problem, as an example, how to use trim command to extend, and the Autodesk Assistant will offer the best available answers to you. Now, this is not a simple search widget. It's guided by AI to give you smarter, better results. Plus, if you if you can't find what you're looking for, you can chat directly with a support technician who will help or open up a case right within AutoCAD. Now you can get the answers when and where you need them most. Autodesk Assistant is available right now, only in English, but we have plans to release it in German and Japanese by the end of the year. Now it's going to make a big difference in your experience. All of these services are a direct result of your feedback. Know that we're listening. Your voice matters, and please keep telling us what you need. That's how we get better, how we become a better partner for you, and how we do a better job in helping you on your journey. Well, believe it or not, we only have about 36 hours remaining for Autodesk University. 36 hours to connect, learn, and be inspired. 36 hours to help you advance. So my question for you is this: how will you use your time? I encourage you to take advantage of everything AU has to offer. The people, the learning, the knowledge, and the ideas available here and online. All of you have the potential to join the ranks of the leaders we saw today, the Bravidas, the Jellyfishes, the Seymourpowells. They are on the vanguard of digital transformation. Now, who knows? Maybe one of you will be up on stage next year with Andrew or me at AU in 2023. The time is now to embrace change, and the clock is ticking. Invest in new skill sets, tool sets, and mindsets that you will need to face disruption. Think and act boldly, and remember, Autodesk is here to help you through your digital transformation. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of AU.